Hi there, it's Bruce Millington, David Jennings, Paul Keeley and Paddy Powers. Frank Hickey looking ahead to some great racing on Sunday, some classic racing on Sunday. The 335 at Newmarket is the Kipco 1,000 guineas. As with the 2,000, there are 15 runners and there's a 5-2 favourite, and it's trained by Aidan O'Brien, and its name is, Frank?
Yeah, happily. Soliloquy is 11-2. I Can Fly 15-2. Lawrence and Wild Illusion are both 9-1. Liquid Amber is 10-1. Dan's Dream 12-1. And Anerium 14-1. And we're 18s bar.
What's the strength of your fancy out of 10 kills for this race? Give me a number.
Probably no more than 2. I've got a couple.
Well, Frank, what's yours? The strength of your fancy.
Yeah, probably a 2 or a 3.
David, you must have the strongest view then. Go on, DJ, away you go.
By a mile. This is the horse I'm most looking forward to all weekend at 8.
Go on then.
Oh, you want me to go ahead?
Yes, please.
Okay, yeah. I tipped up I Can Fly in the Racing Post earlier this week at 7-1, thinking it was a huge price, and it's now 50-2 with Paddy Power. I think she is a gorgeous filly who, like Gustav Klimt, has that run under her belt. Ran in the 1,000 guineas trial at Leopardstown. It's a very, very similar profile to Winter, actually, who won the race last year. Not only did Winter run in the guineas trial at Leopardstown as well, but Winter also won her maiden at Dundalk. And a couple of things about I Can Fly. She was always held in really high regard in Ballydoyle, but I think she just took time to come to herself. That's why she wasn't out until September. I thought she was very impressive. She wasn't hit at all when winning on her debut by 4 lengths at Dundalk. She came out next time and ran the Oh So Sharp at Newmarket. Gavotta was in that, Alton Orda, Butterscotch. It was a really good Group 3. Again, she just was learning. She didn't really know what was supposed to happen. First time out in Leopardstown, in the Guineas trial, like Ryan Moore, like it was like as if it was his baby daughter. He was so kind on her. Didn't get her into a battle at all. She would have finished a lot closer than 2 lengths that day if he got stuck into her. There's only one day in mind for I Can Fly. I think it's the 1,000 guineas. I think you'll see huge improvement. She's been to Newmarket. She'll handle the ground, and I think she is the one with the most scope for improvement. So I Can Fly for me.
Kills, you never get my music, horse name related music.
I don't know anything about music.
Come on, who had a hit with I Can Fly?
No idea.
No?
No.
Okay.
R. Kelly?
Yeah, of course it was, yeah. Kills, who wins the guineas?
Well, we know Happily probably got the best form because she beat the Colts in France last year, including Massard, who's only 5-1 with the 2,000. But I thought Soliloquy won really easily in the Nell Gwyn. Never got touched with the whip by William Buick and just controlled the race. And I think she has to go very close. She looks high class. But one I put up at a big price earlier in the week, and it was tumbled quite dramatically in the bet. It was 33s on Monday. Is Liquid Amber, trained by Willie McCreary. Now, if she'd won a Group 3 in the fashion that she did last year for a big stable, then she'd have been a much shorter price than 33s anyway, because she bolted up in the Group 3 Flame of Tara. She was put away after that. It is interesting. It's interesting the money for her because she did look really, really.
That's
good
just people following you.
No, it's not. No, it's not. She was still 20s after I tipped her, and she'd just come down and down and down. So I wouldn't worry about that. Now the trainer has won Group 1s. Has won the Group 1 matron stakes with Fisalano. A mare. In fact, 16 of his 18 listed or group race wins have come with fillies. So he's very, very good with them, and I just think he's come over it, and it's a very, very interesting horse.
Okay, Frank.
Yeah, that Liquid Amber, interesting enough, there's some whispers going around that it works with Mary Tudor that won a listed race recently. Was it at Navan? And apparently it works all over it, so that could probably be the reason why it's shortened up so dramatically in the last few days. Now it's a race where Happily will obviously shorten up quite considerably where Mats are to win the 2,000 guineas. But I just got the feeling last year that there was a couple of times where Clemmy was entered to race against her, and Ryan Moore was always down to ride Clemmy. I just got the feeling that they felt Clemmy was a bit better than Happily last year, and potentially even for that reason then I'm kind of thinking she's short enough even at the 5-2. I'm going to take a punt on one at a bit of a price here, thinking that we might get an upset, and it was difficult not to be impressed by Ananerium when she won the free handicap. Now, when you look at her, you say, look, she's not as classy as a lot of these, and she still has plenty to find. But she won that race off 100 against some decent enough animals. Well, I wouldn't say they were brilliant. Like the likes of Hay Jonesy, Nebo, Great Prospector, Snazzy Jazzy. They're all relatively decent horses. And this horse, it nearly got mullered about a furlong and a half out, and you would have thought that's the race done. And Tom O'Cran just pulled her out after meeting interference, and she just flew home. Won by 3 lengths. unbelievably impressive. Now, she's gone up to a mark of 107, which suggests she still needs to probably find another £7 or £8 to be winning this. But I don't think it's impossible. And Richard Hannon, he seems to have changed his MO in that he used to like getting them all ready and fully fit first time out, and he seems to have kind of changed to, leaving a bit to work on with a view to having them run well throughout the season. And if she improves again for that run at Newmarket, I think she could run into a place at the very least at a big enough price. I think we're 14s. There might even be 16s out there. So I'm going to have a few quid each way. And we're actually playing 4 places in this race as well, Bruce.
Good man, that's good to hear. There's 3 very competitive supporting races on the Newmarket Sunday card, starting with the 150. It's the Qatar Racing Handicap. What's the latest betting, Frank?
Yeah, Adamant is 7-2. The Grand Vizier, Celestial Spheres, Duke of Bronte 8-1. Rashun 10-1. UAE Prince is 6-1, and Wolf Country 12-1, and we're 16s bar.
Have you sussed one for us here, Frank?
I'm going to have a few quid, I think, on Duke of Bronte. He was actually quite a good 3-year-old last year. I remember he won a maiden at Newbury at 100-1, which kind of marked him down as a horse possibly to follow. He was 5th in the London Gold Cup at Newbury, which is traditionally a strong handicap, to 4-1, and he knocked it about. He won another handicap at Newbury and Ascot before finishing 3rd at Newmarket in the Old Rowley Cup and 2nd at Newbury to Time Study. Now, that was only a 3-run race, a bit of a mess. But when he came back at Chelmsford there about 3 or 4 weeks ago, he was well punted. I think he was 16 or 20s overnight into 8-1. He got up and beat Aberek a nose. That was over 10 furlongs. He definitely needs further. The fact he could win over 10 is actually testament to how good this horse potentially could be. He's got £6 for that, but he steps up to 1.5 miles. The fact it's trained by Rod Millam, he could be underestimated. He might actually drift a small bit on the day. I'll have a few quid each way at him. Now, the favourite is obviously the right favourite. He was just didn't get up in time at Newbury, and obviously riding more rides, and he's only up £4 at Newbury run. But I think Duke of Bronte is a fair price at 8-1 each way.
God, I flew back from LA the other day, and I wouldn't have even been able to stand up the next day, let alone ride a horse. Ryan Moore must have some.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's nearly
stamina,
midnight away. So can you imagine he'd win with all the TV commitments and all that? He won't be getting to Newmarket, will he? If he wins, if he doesn't, he'd just be jumping straight on a plane. But I would say if he wins, he won't be riding at Newmarket Sunday.
Okay, fair enough. Kills, you love a bit of London handicap form, don't you?
Yeah, I do. But I mean, I'm just really struggling to get away from this favourite. Adamant, he just looked really, really good at Newbury. He's just failing to get up. He's obviously had a million problems anyway, twice as a 2-year-old in September and October, and only once as a 3-year-old last year. But he's going to be miles better than the 90. He's going to absolutely relish a step up to 1.5 miles. And I know it's a big field, but I think 7-2 is pretty fair.
Who's your selection, David Jennings?
I'm going to chance UAE Prince, Bruce. I think Roger Varian has a lot of kind of well-handicapped disappointing horses from last season that could just blossom this year. UAE Prince was 4th in the John Smith's Cup off 97. Same mark here. Horses are running well, and I thought he'd a pretty solid each way chance. UAE Prince.
I think I might have backed him for the Derby at some stage. Is that possible?
Yeah.
He's
such a disappointing horse.
He ran in a maiden at Leicester or something, didn't he?
Yeah. Okay, the 220 is the Charm Spirit Dahlia Stakes. It's a Group 2. What's the latest betting, please, Frank?
Yeah, Wahida's 4-6, Golden Legend 5-1, Elegant Pose 7-1, Tis But a Dream 9-1, and we're 16s bar.
David Jennings, away you go.
I'm just hoping the 8 runners will stay in this, because I think Elegant Pose is a cracking each way bet. I actually did the Monday jury with Ger Lyons the day Elegant Pose ran at Nace on her reappearance in March, and I said, you'll have a good day today, Ger. Elegant Pose is odds on. He said no. He says, I can't fancy her on that ground. I said, she'll come on a ton for the run. She wants better ground. Ger is no idiot. He wouldn't be sending her here for the Newmarket Air, as they say. And I think she's the type that could develop into a really nice 4-year-old for Anna Moyne. I think the favourite will be hard to beat, so you'd have to back her each way, or maybe without Wahida. But I do think Elegant Pose will certainly finish in the first 3.
Keels, who's your fancy?
Yeah, I like each way bets in bad each way races, but I'd like to have a feeling that they could win, and I can't see that with any of the others really. Wu Heida's got an official rating of 117. The next best is 110. After that, it's 105. If she's in form, she wins. It's as simple as that. She's the best horse in the race, and I can't see her not winning.
Frank the Tank?
Yeah, amazingly, Wahida was put up by a couple of firms at odds against earlier in the week, which I thought was incredible. If you look at her, like her form, she's like won pre-Marcel Boussac as a 2-year-old, second in a Falmouth, not beaten far at Leopardstown in the grade 1, beaten 3/4 of legend by Rhododendron in the Prix de l'Opera, and then winning over in the Breeders' Cup. Like, she's a different league to these. If there's a bit of a drift in her and you get 4 to 5 or 5 to 6 or something like that, yeah, get it all on.
Okay, the 255, 16 runners have been declared, so don't kid yourselves, one will come out. But it's a competitive handicap, 6 furlongs. It's the longholes.com handicap. And what's the latest betting, please?
Yeah, Mr. Lupton's 11 to 2, Alias 8 to 1, along with Ectiar and Eastern Impact and Scorching Heat. Victory Angels 10 to 1, Medicine Jack and Magical Memory are 12 to 1, and we're 14's bar.
Decent race, Kills.
Yeah, it is. But I think it's fairly obvious that Mr. Lupton's been laid out for another crack at this race that he won last year, and he's so well handicapped that he's just got to go very, very close. 11 to 2, I'd have a chunky each way bet on him at that sort of price. He won the race last year. He was actually a bigger price in the morning. Went off at 10 to 1. Won it very, very easily off a mark of 107. Went up to 113. Only got beat 5.5 lengths by Harry Angel in the July Cup. But since then he sort of lost the plot a bit. Went off the boil. Dropped down to a mark of 104. £3 lower. He's an early season horse. He scored on his third start as a 2-year-old, then same again as a 3-year-old. Last year he scored on his second start. He's had 1 run this year, second in the Camis Trophy at Perfect Pasture.
Will it be a big old Jamie hold-up job?
Yeah, it'll be a Jamie hold-up job.
Do you worry about that?
No, he's the best at it when it works, and you can be pulling your hair out when it doesn't. But I mean, I think he's got a massive chance.
Who do you like, Frank?
I'm with Paul here, Mr. Lupton. He ran relatively eye-catchy at Doncaster at Lister race that Perfect Pasture won easily, but he wasn't given a hard time at all. You felt that it was just getting him cherry ripe for this day, and as Paul said already, he won this race easily enough off £3 higher last year. He's still only a 5-year-old. There's an awful lot to like. I'd be very surprised if he doesn't hit the frame at the very least.
David Jennings?
I'd be very tempted to change my mind and just agree with the lads, but as I've done on a few occasions. But I fancy Victory Angel again. I think me and Roger Varian are going to go down together. I think Victory Angel won first time out last year after, I think, a decent break, hadn't ran since the previous November. It was quite impressive that they only off a mark of 81, but over this course and distance, I think fast ground, decent ground at least, because it's disappointed a couple of times on softer ground. It's rated 99 now. I think it's Virgin on a group class sprinter, and I think Victory Angel has got a great chance. Okay, 2 ITV races at Hamilton to look at now. It's a lovely track apparently. Have you been to Hamilton, Kills?
No, I haven't.
They say it's very nice indeed. Must get up there. Anyway, they've got their moment in the ITV spotlight on Sunday, and the first of their races is the 205. It's the Totesport.com Tangerine Trees Condition Stakes. What's the latest market, Frank?
Yeah, Bengali Boys is 8-11, Lake Volta 130, Savalas 5-1, John Boy 11-1, and we're 20's bar.
And David Jennings, who wins?
Bengali Boys. I thought it should have won in the 3 appearance, and I think it'll win.
Okay, David Jennings, you've told us already, so don't do that again. Frank Hickey.
Yeah, I'd agree with Dave for that. Should have won at Newcastle the last day, and I think it should make amends here.
Tony Hamilton at Hamilton. Kills, who do you like?
Yeah, I mean, it's rated well clearly the others, and getting weight off a couple of them will also appreciate going back to 5 furlongs, I think, and yeah, it just has to win. 3
for Bengali Boys, 235. The Totesport.com Button Hook Handicap. Frank, take it away.
Yeah, we've joint favourites Starplex and Archie Potter, both 9-2. Donica's Girl, Kensington the Star, 15-2. Bear Valley, 8-1, and we're 9-1 bar.
And who wins, Frank?
I genuinely haven't a clue.
Okay.
I couldn't make head nor tail of this race.
Excellent. David Jennings?
Not a monkeys, no. I didn't even bother giving it any more than 5 minutes.
Fair enough. Kills?
Not very professional, Dave. That's 2 unprofessional ticks against your name today. I did have a look at this. I thought Boulder Bob was reasonably eye-catching. He was only 9th of 16 at Thirst last time, but he's better than that. He was progressive last year. He went off at 8-11 when he won his second handicap in a row in September at Beverley, and he absolutely bolted up there. And although he was down the field next time at York, I think he's a horse that may well improve again this year, and he'll probably be a fair price.
Okay, we've also got a card at Dundalk, we've got Sligo, and we've got Toaster. So anything else grab you on Sunday, or indeed, in the case of DJ and Frank, there's some good group action at Naas on Monday. So anything else, Sunday or Monday? David Jennings?
Yeah, in the 2:30 at Dundalk, Bruce, I like Lady Nathaniel, trained by Ger Lyons. Of course, Colin Keane is on duty at Newmarket, so Gary Carroll comes in for the ride. Only rated 70, and I'd imagine there could be a good bit of improvement to come this season from Lady Nathaniel in handicap. So that's the only one for me, actually, Bruce.
Frank?
The only one I'm interested in seeing is the 4:45 in Newmarket. The full sister to So Me Dar, La Tidar. She was extremely impressive in her winning her maiden at Newbury a couple of weeks ago. She won by 6 lengths. She's out here again. I think potentially she's an Oaks filly, and I'll be very interested to see how she gets on. She's running against a couple of decent Godolphin horses and one of Carl Burke's. And a Hannah one, so yeah, it'll be interesting to see how she gets on. I expect her to win, and she could develop into a lively contender for the Oaks.
Lovely. Anything else we should be back in Sunday Kills?
Yeah, I agree with that. I'm just very interested in that Lati Dar. She could well be vying for Oaks favours. She's only 12 to 1 now, but she absolutely bolted up. She ran to a race post rating of 94. John Gosling's only had 7 fillies win first time out and run higher than 90. In the last 10 years, 6 of those ended up winning group races, 2 of them Group 1 winners. She looks very, very good. And in the last race, the 5:20, Dukan only just got chinned by Old Persian at the last meeting here. The pair pulled well clear. I'd imagine he'd be up the front of the market, but he'd take a fair bit of beating.
You confident you're going to win this weekend, Kills?
I'm never that confident these days, but I
got a good feeling.
I fancy loads this week, yeah.
Good.
Yeah,
what are you
I'll
doing
be
this
disappointed
weekend?
if I do me brains tomorrow, put it that way. Tomorrow I am off.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to see my nephew and nieces in the morning, and then I'm going to punt all afternoon.
Are you a good uncle? Do they like you? Do you drop them a
they
score
love me.
each?
I'm brilliant with kids.
Do you give them a few
no,
quid?
I don't give them any money.
You are
no.
good with kids, aren't you?
I'm good with kids, though.
Yeah, you are very good with kids. Excellent. So you're going to go in family day Saturday and what Sunday?
Saturday, and I don't know, drinking and football and racing Sunday. Probably.
Not family day Sunday.
Not family day. Can't
Frank,
be
what
two
are
of
you
them.
up to, mate?
I have to work all weekend. I've a busy few weekends ahead of me, so I had to work this weekend. I had to offer to work the May Bank holiday and the June Bank holiday weekend to get the next 3 weekends off.
Oh, really? What, have you got weddings and the like?
Yeah, we've flying out to Spain Thursday morning for a wedding, for back Saturday evening, and then the following weekend's my brother's stag, and then the following weekend after that, I've taken the weekend off to probably try to go to Liverpool for the Champions League final for a bit of a session. Yeah, I'm a Liverpool fan, so I did it in 2005, and it was probably the best night out I've ever had. So I'm trying to convince someone to go with me.
Oh, lovely. And how's Jill? Is she well?
She's very good, yeah, flying.
Good, glad to hear. And DJ, what have you got on? Those wedding invites are taking their time to arrive, aren't they?
The list has almost been finalised yet. No, it's not till New Year's Day, Bruce. Take your time.
How many are on the list?
We have to get it from like 340 down to 226.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure I've ever
Who would have
met
thought
226
somebody as annoying
people.
as me would be popular?
You're absolutely loved, DJ. What have you got on this weekend, mate?
It's a nightmare tomorrow, Bruce. I have a day off, and usually when you have a Saturday off, you're like happy days, football, racing, but I have to go to my best mate's daughter's 2-year-old birthday party at 2 o'clock, and then it is my godson's birthday party, who's 7, at 4 o'clock. So it'll be a day of bounty castles for me.
Oh, my goodness. And Sunday, hopefully
Horrific.
do some work.
No, even worse than that. I have to work at Dundalk.
Oh, that's not bad. Come off it, David. Don't give us that. Most people would love your job, mate, even though they couldn't do it anywhere near as well as you. Thanks, chaps. Well done. Great to have the old gang back. Don't forget, rather, if you enjoy listening to the podcast, please rate and review on iTunes. We're back on Monday to look back on a great weekend. Look ahead to Chester. We've got Chester next week. That'll be great. We've got football next Thursday, and we will be back next Friday with another weekend postcast.
Paddy's gearing up for the Guineas with this great horse racing offer. It's money back as a free bet on all losers if Aidan O'Brien trains the winner in the 2,000 and 1,000 Guineas at Newmarket this weekend. Max free bet £10. Excludes shop bets. T's and C's apply. 18+. BeGambleAware.org.